government. The government allocates Hollie with a certain amount of money, and this brokerage organises this money, and Hollie employs a carer, and then she pays for, the activities that she does, during the week with this money, and that it comes from the government.
Gotcha. So we're talking about is this a local government entity, national?
No, the government.
So national. We're talking the government.
National government.
National government.
National government funds this program, correct? And
That's
these people
correct.
are they're responsible for. And what was the name of it again? Brokerage.
Brokerage. Yes.
Okay, so brokerage.
That's correct.
What they do is they are responsible for taking individuals like Hollie to places within the community, like library, maybe to
swimming, and
shopping, amusement park.
Hollie went on different courses. She did a photography course, she did a hairdressing course at college. Different things, bowling. So all different things, but within the community.
What we're talking about is those activities were just a front for what turns out
to be correct.
A sexual predator ring of pedophiles that target individuals like Hollie. This is an outrage. So tell us a little bit about what they've done to you, and what have they done? Obviously, you've been victimized by this as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I have had to, over the last 10 years, prove, after I was sectioned for 3 days, and I got a lawyer down in Scotland, and who sent me to another psychiatrist, and I spent the whole day answering questions, putting myself on the line, answering, being honest and answering everything. And at the end of that, the second psychiatrist said that there was absolutely nothing wrong with me, because the first psychiatrist in Aberdeen said that I was paranoid against my husband, and I was, and he also said that, I was paranoid schizophrenic, which was just absolutely. And within 2 months, that same psychiatrist wrote to my GP and with a letter closing the case, and he actually said, from a psychiatric point of view, this case is now closed.
Have there been an attempt?
So I'm the only paranoid schizophrenic in the whole world, that had paranoid schizophrenia for 2 months.
Well, obviously,
and there was
a lot of studies done on Russian psychiatry, and this is what they do in Russia to political dissidents: is they label them as schizophrenic, and then they throw them in an institution where they can't have any access to anybody. And that was communist Russia.
And that was going to be my fate, because I think, I'm a redhead, and
so
my husband, my husband, well, you'll know about the temper then. My husband had, predicted that when I was taken in, when they said, well, you must go on this medication and everything, that I would turn around and tell them to get lost, right? But because I helped, phoned this helpline, this lady advised me not to just, go with the flow and just say, whatever they say to you, just accept. And once you get out after the 3 days, then you can fight, And I've been fighting ever since,
So what type of medications did they prescribe for you?
Risperidol.
Okay. So we're talking about
May I interject here? I'm almost certain we had another case of a chap being sectioned. Sectioned mean being put in a mental asylum for the mentally ill. Now, Risperidol, I'm almost certain from memory, is a memory-destroying drug.
Wow. So obviously what they're trying to do is give her a chemical lobotomy is what we're talking about here.
Yes, that's right. Get you lobotomized. I never knew the meaning of that word until I came across this other shocking case, and the poor chap died in mysterious circumstances in jail, having forecast that would happen to him. So that Risperidol.
Well, I'm sure that what people need to understand is we're talking about the so-called free world over here, and that these Satanists, and that's what they are. I mean, obviously, there's no way a good Christian would ever be involved in any of this if they were, a good Christian.
No, never, never. And unfortunately, in Scotland, we are in the grip of these people, whether they be Satanists, whatever label you put on them, they are really evil, extremely nasty people, and we are in the grip of them. And quite frankly, we've been trying to break these people for the last 10 years, and we have damaged them, but we need the help of the outside world, other democratic countries, because this is a violent attack at the very root of democracy.
Absolutely, and the fact that they're not only committing these atrocities, but they're also murdering witnesses, murdering victims, trying to throw people like Anne, who is a witness.
Can I interrupt you as well? Right?
Absolutely.
My brother, who was a bar manager in Aberdeen, caught Hollie and her father together, and within a space of 6 weeks, he was found in a burnt-out car on the outskirts of Aberdeen. Now, over the last 10 years, I have been, battling to get his report, and so they wouldn't give us it. Yes, and they wouldn't give us it.
And just at
the new year. Sorry?
This is your brother?
This is my brother, yes. We managed to get the post-mortem results, from the Procurator Fiscal's office just at New Year time. And in that report, it states that my brother had a fractured skull, fractured ribs, or broken ribs, and also a broken sternum.
Jeez. And
in his stomach, was a brown liquid, which was whiskey. And it actually states in the autopsy report that he was alive and, sitting in that car, and burning plastic was falling onto his legs. But he was, obviously knocked out, with a fractured skull. And it's just atrocious that they've never even investigated that either.
So you think it was murder?
But Anne, may I interject here? The police claimed it was suicide. It was all these years, the police said he committed suicide by smoke inhalation. When this autopsy came through in December 2009, a couple of months ago, after 10 years of fighting to get it, there was that the cracked skull, the broken ribs, and the broken sternum, which you need a sledgehammer to break. He was murdered. And no one commits suicide by setting your car alight and then sitting in the car to get burnt to death. It's a very painful way of committing suicide.
There's no carbon monoxide in his system either.
This is your brother, right?
Inhalation.
This is your brother. And what did he do for Hollie? Why do you think they murdered him?
Because he caught her, Hollie has told us, he caught her and her father together.
So he
caught her father abusing Hollie.
And what was his response to that? What did he do?
My brother, according to what Hollie said, he said, "Don't you ever lay a finger on," it says Hollie's word, "don't you ever lay a finger on her again." And this happened. We actually, my husband works in the oil, and he was working over in Canada, and it was my son's 21st, and we were going over there because my son was born in Canada, and we were going over there to show him, where he was born and everything like that. So I said to Hollie, I says, when did this happen? And I says, did it happen before this holiday or after this holiday? And she says it was after. And we came back from that holiday at the end of September, and within, my brother died on the 17th of November.
Jeez.
So it was, obviously,
and I want to point out,
sometime during that time.
I want to point out to our listeners here that this is the kind of things that take place with a conspiracy, not an individual, but a conspiracy, and that Hollie was sexually abused by some of the leading citizens in your city, right?